In a chilling wave of violence that has shaken Nigeria's Christian communities, more than 170 Christians were brutally killed during the Lenten season and Easter Sunday in the country's Middle Belt region. The attacks, carried out by suspected Fulani militants and other Islamist extremists, targeted Christian farming villages in Benue and Plateau states, turning a time of spiritual reflection into a nightmare of terror. This massacre, coupled with a similar atrocity in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, where 70 Christians were beheaded, exposes a grim pattern of religious persecution sweeping parts of Africa, a crisis that has been met with alarming silence from both global media and international authorities. In Nigeria, the violence peaked between April 18th and 20, with assailants launching coordinated raids on villages in Ukum and Logo counties. Governor Hyacinth Alia of Benue State described the attacks as a calculated and strategic assault on innocent Christian farmers, noting that entire communities were razed and worshipers were gunned down mid-service. The Palm Sunday massacre in Plateau State, where over 100 Christians perished, further underscored the deliberate targeting of religious minorities during holy periods. These attacks are not isolated. They form part of a broader campaign of ethnic and religious cleansing, with Fulani militants and groups like Boko Haram systematically burning crops, looting homes, and displacing thousands to cripple Christian communities. Across the border in the DRC, a parallel horror unfolded in North Kivu's Lubero territory. On February 13, 2025, militants from the Allied Democratic Forces, ADF, an Islamic State-affiliated group, abducted 70 Christians from Meba village, herded them into a Protestant church in Kasanga, and beheaded them with machetes. The bodies, including those of women, children, and the elderly, were discovered days later, hands bound, in a scene described as a grim tapestry of violence. The ADF's escalating assaults, which have killed over 237 Christians since Christmas 2024, highlight the growing Islamist threat in eastern DRC, where impunity reigns and government forces struggle to maintain control. These atrocities point to a broader, chilling agenda. Islamist groups across Africa and beyond are increasingly identifying and targeting religious minorities, Christians, Jews, Hindus, and others, with the apparent goal of spreading terror and imposing their ideology. In Nigeria, the destruction of Christian farms is a tactical move to starve communities and force displacement, while in the DRC, public executions serve to intimidate and dominate. Reports suggest similar patterns in Syria, where 1,200 Christians were recently killed, and in other regions where religious minorities face abduction, forced conversion, or death. The silence of mainstream media on these issues has fueled accusations of bias, with voices on X demanding to know why such massacres are underreported. The Nigerian and Congolese governments face mounting criticism for their inaction. In Nigeria, decades of violence by Boko Haram, ISWAP, and Fulani militias have claimed over 62,000 Christian lives since 2000. Yet perpetrators rarely face justice. In the DRC, the withdrawal of UN peacekeeping forces has left a power vacuum, emboldening groups like the ADF. Christian leaders are calling for international intervention, with some advocating for an all-Africa military force to restore order. As the world turns a blind eye, the plight of Africa's Christians grows dire. These communities, clinging to faith amid unimaginable loss, need more than prayers. They need action. The international community must confront this silent genocide, hold perpetrators accountable, and protect those targeted for their beliefs. Without swift intervention, the Islamist stranglehold on parts of Africa will only tighten, leaving countless more to suffer in the shadows.